Hey everybody, this is my final presentation video and I'm going to talk about music informatics and place in music business. I think that this is a relatively new sector for the music business, even though these tools have been implemented and used for, quite a couple years now. And I think that it will continue to have a very heavy impact on the music business. And there are many different divisions of informatics, so I'm just going to focus on a couple. I really think that this is about how, we're consuming music, how we're producing it, how we're sharing it, um, and this will continue to change. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is music information retrieval. And I think that this is an all-encompassing, feature of music informatics because most of the tools for music informatics use MIR. So basically, it's known as the act of obtaining information from music. And we can use this tactic to create recommendations for listeners, provide a way to categorize, transcribe, generate, or even recognize music. MIR allows us to do a multitude of things. So we can either use a content or context-based method to obtain the information from either sound, text, videos, images, or speech, and then convert it into the appropriate format that we want. And most commonly, it's used to extract melody, harmony, rhythm, and structure of a song. One of the greatest assets that I believe that this technology has to offer is that we can break the contextual barrier between different cultures to interpret music, and allows anybody to really play anything from anywhere. And I think that's really a great thing. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is music recommendation systems. These systems allow the user to discover new music through a service, matching genres, artists, or styles, and choices within these systems are either based on content or context, a lot like MIR. For context, text materials are assessed for similarity between the texts. Co-occurrences can be assessed from playlist or network sharing between people. And finally, we can use this method based on listening habits or user ratings. So the content-based approach, on the other hand, is pretty much based on the musical qualities that we can extract. And I think one issue that really revolves around music recommendation systems is that songs referred to on these services, such as Spotify or like Pandora, suggest songs with the best ratings. So this doesn't really do much for the independent artist or discovering, new music in that fashion. Okay, so the next process that I'm going to talk about is optical mark recognition. And this process takes optical light, passes it through a document, and detects differences in reflectivity to identify marks. This process is used for all kinds of documents, and it originates from optical character recognition. And using this process for music requires a scanning device and software to interpret the data, and this would encompass MIR and some artificial intelligence. Now, this has to account for a multitude of representations like different languages, notes, elegances in the music. And some common issues for optical mark recognition are difficulties in assessing accuracy as well as usability. And one of the most common physical barriers that one may face is during the scanning process. And this is the most integral step. And if it's compromised in any way, you won't get a correctly interpreted piece. There are a bunch of benefits that, we can obtain from using OMR. Songwriters can manipulate music to experiment with their music, or using technology to preserve and restore music from the past, or even distribute written music digitally. Finally, I want to talk about music accompaniment systems. These allow us to create music beyond our two hands. There are a plethora of programs out there that we can use to create accompaniments, And there must be a musically intelligent server using MIR to be able to be expressive, to score follow, and also finally to create sound synthesis. And this technology, I really think, can benefit, a writer. It can help people improvise during a live set. I think this definitely promotes collaboration, and it definitely supports experimentation. So I really dig the music accompaniment systems. Finally, for my conclusions, I just want to talk about that many people aren't really aware of the information that we are obtaining and cultivating using these systems. These technologies have given us the opportunity to expand in products and music services in the industry, and I really do believe that we will improve these technologies. And my hopes are for the independent artists, so that they would be included in recommendation algorithms rather than referring to artists with the best user ratings. So I definitely think that there's a lot of room for improvement using all of these MIR systems. And I hope you guys have an awesome summer. Thank you. Good luck.